Hi guys, thanks for choosing to come to Ebisu. I just need you all to pay close attention to this very important driver's video. Circuit opening hours are 8:30 on a weekday, 8 AM at the weekends, and you can drive till 4:30. Now if you have to work on your car, you're staying late, you can exit the track up till 6 PM, but make sure and only ever use that entrance. If you're working late or coming back to the circuit and the gate is closed, you can't go through the exit. Of course, when you're leaving, use this one. This is step one, the front gate. What you're going to need to do is buy yourself a ticket. It's per driver, not per car. So if you're sharing a car, there's 2 or 3 of you, it's 2 or 3 tickets you need to buy. And what is important is you've got to have this clearly affixed to the car, say on the back window, on the back quarter. It just has to be clearly seen from a distance. If it's raining, you want to put it on the inside, that's fine, but if you've got heavy tint, you're going to need to take that off. From the inside, I need to be able to see that clearly. So this is a closer look at the tickets you have to display on your window. As you can see, it says Drift Course 5 or Drift Course 4, depending if you're going to do Minami or not. And sometimes what you have to check is occasionally you'll see a cross through one of the tracks like that. That means that that track that day is rented out, so always pay attention to your ticket and make sure none of the tracks are crossed out. If they are, you can't go on that course that day. Just like any race circuit, of course, when you're on track, you've got to wear a full face helmet and your seatbelt. Whether it's a normal seatbelt or a 4-point, make sure it's on it and secure at all times. And one thing you need to remember as well is this is as far as these cars can go. There's a gas station across the road, you can't use that one. The cars are deregistered, you're not allowed to go near the public highway, so this car park area is as far as you can go. So this is Driftland. I'm sure you're all familiar with this track, but sadly it is closed just now. Very important to remember, Ebisu Circuit is actually a safari park as well as a circuit. Right now it's quiet, there's no one here, but during the weekends especially, it can get really busy. Kids running around, it can be carnage. So what I need you to do is keep your speed absolutely to a minimum, like 5-10 kms. I mean, occasionally you'll see other guys going faster, they're breaking the rules. You've got to set a good example, you've got to just take it easy, be aware of all these kids that could jump out in front of you. So anywhere around here, like 10 kms max. Track rules, you can't do any static burnout. So if you're doing anything like that, you've got to keep the car rolling. If you dig a hole in the ground, you will be liable to pay for it. And that goes for, of course, the pits as well. We don't want to see any donuts or any wheel spins within the pits themselves. Keep that for the track. So oil spills are, of course, a big issue here at the circuit. Even a small leak, you have to attend to it. A big leak, like a crash on track, you need to clean that up off the track. At each individual track, there's normally some sawdust and some brushes. So when the track's safe and clear, go on there, put it down. If there's a big oil spill, you're worried, just come up to see us at PV. So we need to keep Ebisu Circuit clean. So that means if you've got any car parts or any damage from any crashes, you need to collect those parts. If they're on the track, safely remove them from the track and bring them up to us at PV. We've got a separate place for car parts and that sort of rubbish. Now if you've got some general rubbish, there's bins like this at every circuit. You can see we've got like PET bottles, cans, burnable rubbish, non-burnable rubbish. If you're not sure what goes where, open it up, have a look, make sure you're putting in like for like. Another bit of friendly advice, choose your track wisely, choose it to suit your skill level. This is school course, it looks very tame and not too scary, but this track claims more cars than anything else. It's very narrow, there's walls everywhere, it's very easy to heavily damage your car. I recommend Minami. You don't have to do the jump, it's very wide, it's very safe, so yeah, make a wise decision. So this is not actual rules, this is some friendly advice. Now there's a lot of corners like this at Ebisu here at school course right now. You can see it, there's a big rut. I mean, if you cut this corner, you're in danger of damaging your wheel, your lower arm, ripping everything right off. So my best advice is don't cut corners. You'll do 100 laps over your time here. If you're making a mistake, you're coming up short, just go wide, just pull out of it. Don't cut the corners because you're just going to be up at me looking for parts. A bit more about track etiquette. If you see someone spin in front of you or there's a crash, don't just drift past them. Make sure you can get past them cleanly and safely. Drive past them. If they're just spun out, wait till they get reset and away you all go again. If it's a crash, if something's happened, if they've dropped oil, go into the pits, make sure it's safe, maybe speak to the people, see if they need help. Everything's self-governed here, there's not guys to hold your hand, you have to go out and sort out problems yourself. If it's a big problem and you're not sure what to do, there's a big crash, big oil spill, come up to PV and grab me. I'm sure you all know this place, Minami Circuit. A couple of things about Minami. First of all, if you're buying a 4 or 5 course ticket, this is the difference. This is the extra you're paying for. This is the D1 track, you know, the most famous one. So yeah, make sure you got a 5 course ticket displayed if you're driving on this track. few things about Minami is, first of all, don't ever use this shortcut. It cuts across the jump. Even if you had a crash or a big problem, unless it's something life or death, never come across here. Cars can be coming really fast from over there and you wouldn't know what's going to happen. We could have a huge crash. If you just continue around and you want to come off the track, you can see just behind me about 50 metres there's an escape there. You can use that safely and exit off the track. This is the course exit. Over there's the pit in. We'll show you that in a minute. Very important too, when you check your mirror and enter the track fast. You know, don't just cruise on slowly. You could easily pull it in front of someone. Try and go sort of perpendicular to the track and then pull on fast using your mirror looking over your shoulder. So another thing about tandeming is it's very important. You'll see many guys coming here have got number plates on their car. They've drove here, they're not on a truck, this is their daily. It's very important you don't come up on these guys' doors, try and push them around. If you've ignored them, spoke to them in the pits and they're happy to drift with you, by all means do so. But don't just charge up on their door unexpected. Yeah. Another thing about Ebisu Circuit, of course, is very important you use the correct course in and course out. You can't run the tracks backwards, with the exception of school course. If no one's on the track, you can run that both ways because you can clearly see the whole track from the edge of the circuit. So yeah, just be sure to adhere to those rules. Yeah, a few things about track sense. I'm sure you've all been on circuits before, but what we like to see here is if you're on the track, even if you're on a slow down lap or cool down lap, keep your circuit speed up. You know, don't drive dead slow just because you're not drifting. Another thing about track etiquette is don't stop unnecessarily on the track. If you want to speak to your buddies or something, come off the track or make sure you're fully off on a safe part of the circuit to stop. Don't just stop on track. A couple more things, of course, no fireworks. You know, there's nowhere to set them off in the circuit. You can buy them here legally, but it's just not something we need in the race circuit. This is a zoo, we don't want loud noises. BB guns, they're another no-no. Again, you can buy them in Japan, don't bring them to the circuit please. Thanks. Goes without saying, this is a race circuit, is a zero tolerance for alcohol. If you are driving, you cannot have a beer, not just one, it's unacceptable. So if you're driving, no drinking. So it's been a long, hard day's drifting. You want to go for a beer, by all means go out, enjoy yourself. But just do it in moderation. Remember, any misbehaviour, any antisocial behaviour, it will come back on us and reflect really badly. So please enjoy yourself, but keep it cool. So this is one of the two grip courses which are off limits. These are not for drifting. This is Higashi, and this is the other grip course, Nishi. This is the other one you can't drive. The only time you're allowed to drive on Higashi and Nishi circuit is when it's Matsuri. Over the Matsuri weekends, there's no passengers allowed on the high-speed courses. That's the Higashi track and the Nishi long section. For safety reasons, we have allow no passengers. It's very important that you only go down to the long stay car park once we're with you, we're accompanying you. After that time, don't go down at all. Don't touch anything that doesn't belong to you, whether it's our parts outside or what looks like a dead car. If you need something, come and ask us. We're always monitoring on the cameras, so make sure that you ask us first. Now we understand drift happens, but you've got to do your best to keep your car presentable and safe. If you have an accident, push it out, do what you can to make it look okay. Make sure you've got your back lights in, we need indicators, we need brake lights, and yeah, just general appearance, keep the car looking safe and so-so. So of course you're driving at night at Matsuri, you're going to need headlights as well. They need to be in the OEM factory position, or if that's not possible, some nice sort of presentable looking LED setups acceptable as well. Make sure when you're going out on track, of course, there's nothing loose in the car, and that means like jacks and wheels, make sure they're all removed from the vehicle. It'd also be nice, not a rule, but I advise certainly getting a fire extinguisher. We hold them in the shop, just something in case of a fire. Another rule we have here at Ebisu is no obscene drawings or graffiti or swear words, etc. on the cars, please. Regarding general rules in car presentation, it's also worth having a look over our page. This is the address here. Check that out. Any questions, again, give us a call. Another quick rule we have here at Ebisu is no smoking near the garages. If you are smoking, make sure and don't throw your butts on the ground. Put them out safely and put them in the rubbish bin, please. Thank you. So when you need oils or filters or coolant, we have everything in stock. Just come and see any of the guys down here at Power Vehicles. They are really busy, so if you're needing parts, that's fine. Come and grab them from us. But otherwise, try and leave them to get on with the work. They're always flat out. We do have full workshop facilities here. You can book your car in, and we'll get to the car as quickly as we can. Of course, the hoist you can't use yourself because we've always got a lot of work waiting to get booked in and processed by my guys. When you need tyres as well, come and grab one of the Power Vehicle staff. Don't help yourself even if you know where they are. Be sure to get one of our guys to hand them over to you and they'll book the tyres out. This is some more advice. You got a problem with your car, don't drive around it. If your alignment's out, come and ask us. We'll be happy to advise you what to do. If you're stuck, you can't fix the car yourself, book it in with us. There's no point in coming here and trying to drive around a non-working handbrake or something like that. You'll not enjoy yourself. You could be driving much better if everything works well. So be sure to ask and keep your car well maintained. This is one of our main 2 car parks. This is where we store our own cars and some of the customer cars. It's normally cordoned off, but just be sure not to park too close to these cars. Don't open doors against them, and make sure none of your wheels or anything can topple over or touch these cars. Just pay them a little bit of respect. Thanks. When you need to get fuel, this is where you come. We're still on the circuit, we're down in the Higashi course, the east course. So what you do is you come up to the pits, you park somewhere away from the other customers' cars, and then you go into the office and order your fuel. Also at Matsuri time, the Nishi circuit has its own gas station as well. You can use either or, but generally this one's open from first thing, maybe 8 in the morning, till 4:30. So we've come inside the office here, now we're in the Higashi office, and there's a price board here on the counter. You can generally choose whatever you like, 10 litre, 20 litre, but most guys will go for the full tank, which is Mantan, if you can remember that, or just point to here. So you pay for the fuel, then you go back up to the pumps and they'll pump it for you. Now this is also the place to come if you want to buy some Team Orange t-shirts, hats, gloves, etc. That's all sold here. So one thing to remember, this is cash only, no cards, so make sure you got some cash with you. So this is our tyre changing shed. This is free for all you guys to use at Power Vehicles customers. Just make sure you know what you're doing. We're happy to show you if you know what to do. There's always very experienced tyre changers here. Whether the customers or my staff, just get them to show you what to do, and before long you'll be teaching other guys how to do it. Important things to remember is don't be just trying to slam tyres on. Always use the tyre irons. Use 2 tyre irons when you're putting them on. If you're bending bars, you're doing it wrong. You should never have to do this sort of stuff. So if in doubt, just come and ask us, we'll keep you right. So if you need to stretch tyres on, this is what you use, the bead blaster. Don't be tempted to use the parts cleaner and lighter trick. It's a safety issue, a fire issue. So this is for you guys to use. So this is what you do with the tyres when you're finished. You take them out of the tyre shed, don't leave them lying around the tyre shed or at the front door. Come around here, stack them about so high, don't go any higher because they'll topple over and hit cars. One thing to remember is they've got a bit of life left on them, they're not for you to use. It's one of the benefits of working here. My staff get to use any scrubs that are left. Please, when you're coming down to get parts, etc., be considerate to the fact we've got to get cars in and out of the workshop all the time. Try and park out the way slightly. Also there's a main road outside the Power Vehicles. That's a 2-lane road at all times. Sometimes there's an accident, Higashi and ambulances got to get down there, so we mustn't block the road. We must leave that clear at all times. So I understand it gets really busy, but you have to be considerate and park nice and safely and closely. So I know you guys are going to come here and take lots of video. That's awesome. Post it up on YouTube, Facebook, no problem. One thing I ask is if you're around the garage where there's parts lying either outside or in the sheds, don't take any pictures of that. The storage car parks, definitely don't take any pictures of that as well. We have security issues, so for everyone's sake, all that stuff needs to stay offline. One other thing, when you're finished and you're packing up, you're going to put your car down in car parking for next trip, and be sure the car runs. Make sure it's not got any punctures. The tyres have to be holding air. It has to be movable. We sometimes shuffle the cars around, so it has to start off the key. Disconnect the battery of course, but the car must be in working order. You can't park it down there, it doesn't start, it's got a broken gearbox, won't get a gear, that's unacceptable. Also, if you make sure we can get into the driver's seat and move the handbrake, the gear lever. I know you've got a lot of wheels, but it has to fit in the car, not on the car, inside the car, and the driver's has to be accessible, and we need to be able to move that car. Maybe see other guys, maybe not Power Vehicles customers or Japanese customers breaking some of these rules, but we need you to stick to them. It's very important we set a good example for all other drivers. Remember, you're visiting Japan from overseas. You represent not just your home state or town, you're representing your whole country. So try and give a good impression, be friendly, have fun with the locals and enjoy yourselves. So that's basically it, guys. These are very important points, so if you're not sure about anything, drop us an email and ask. If you don't think you've understood anything, maybe watch the whole video again or give yourself a refresher just before you get here. But thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you here at Ebisu.